Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and Sarah Scraps and I are back with another Rediscover Your Stash, and this week we are playing with our big stashes of branding strips. So these come on pretty much all of the pattern papers, and we keep them because they are beautiful and they have awesome patterns, and so we wanted to give you some new ideas for things to do with them. So I have kind of pulled out a bunch of branding strips that are all in the same color family. I'm going to be working on a baby layout with a black and white photo that you saw there in the beginning. And so I punched out these hexagons, and then I kept the edging that would go around them so that I had a white border. And then all I am doing is I put some adhesive on top of this hexagon that I cut out of white cardstock, and I am layering all of my branding strips on top of it. And so this is something that I've seen done a lot in quilting, where you have kind of this cascading effect, like a circular staircase almost. So you start with a one pattern in the middle, and then you build layers up and out on top of it until you get the shape that you want. And so that's basically all I'm doing here. Is I'm just taking different colors of branding strips, overlapping them, and building outwards. So I started in the center, and I am just building away. And I'm going to make a series of 6 of these. And then I go ahead and take some Scotch Quick Dry adhesive in my fine liner bottle and apply it around the edge of that little frame. And then I'm also going to mount each one of my hexagons on black cardstock. So it's a little bit off the screen, I apologize for that, but you will see here in a second that I have this kind of cascading layered look. There are enough layers of pattern paper that gives those some dimension and some height on my page, which is kind of a nice bonus as well. And then for my second use of branding strips, I went ahead and created a border element on the top and the bottom of my page. And that black and white stripe was a branding strip that I just cut in half lengthwise. And then the other ones I cut in half widthwise to kind of create this look on the top and the bottom so that it mirrors both sides. And then I'm going to arrange my hexagons. So I decided I wanted to do some mixed media in the background. So I grabbed 3 of my distress inks, and they are in cracked pistachio, abandoned coral, and mustard seed. And the mustard seed was a little bit yellow, like a little bit too bright for me, but you will see most of that is going to be covered up, and it actually gives a really cool look to the rest of this layout. So at first I was a little bit hesitant, and I am like that sometimes with mixed media, but my biggest tip is to just power through it and keep going. So then my third use of these branding strips is I am creating some little tabs, and I'm creating a cluster of 3, and these little tabs are going to go in that top left corner of my picture, and so they are going to add some dimension. I folded them in half, and I've left a little extra dimension at the top, and I showed you that in a couple of the close-ups when I was cutting those out. And then I'm just using my tiny attacher to staple them together, and then they're going to go just on the back of that photo. I do have a piece of fun foam back there, so there's a lot of adhesive that's just going to kind of keep those in place for me. And then that's going to go up in that corner in the middle of my page. And then I grab this big piece of chipboard, and this is from the new Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams collection. And I thought that this title was absolutely perfect for this photo of my nephew. And then I'm going to also add some of these gold hearts that are also from the chipboard sheet from Chasing Dreams. And I'm going to kind of scatter those throughout the layout. That one in the top right is actually going to come down. You can see where I smudged the black splatters of Studio Calico black ink. So I am going to end up moving that down to kind of cover up that little smudge mark. I really did want to get these little strips in here in the bottom, and it just doesn't quite work out that way. So I just can't make those work. I do grab some of these phrase stickers, and I am going to cut them apart into individual words. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges with my abandoned coral ink. And then those word phrases are going to go on a couple of my hexagons. So they add some little details to the hexagons, and they also have some fun phrases. So the one that's going to be right next to his face on the right-hand side says, "Hello, darling." And then the other one says, "Happy little moments." And then I'm just checking to see if there's any other things that I want to add from these. I try and get another phrase on here down by the title, and that just doesn't look right either. So I pull out my chipboard sheets from that same collection, and they have these little series of hearts that match the colors of my layout perfectly. And I happen to have 2 of those chipboard sheets because one came in my hip kit and then one I had purchased. So I had 2 sets of those little hearts to use, and I have put them just up in the top left and the bottom right corners, and I really like how that kind of mimics each other in the layout. So I hope that you have enjoyed my 3 strategies for branding strips. So creating your own custom kind of quilted embellishments, making a border treatment for the top and bottom of your layout, and then using it to create some tabs that I stuck in the top of my photo. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you check out Sarah Scrap's video to see what she does with branding strips, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!